Let's see. Which one do we want to do this time? Let's do the sandwich. How's it going, everybody? Yes, sir. This time we are working on the sandwich. This particular casting was sent to us by Mr. Jeff Brummett. And as you can see, it has been well loved throughout its life. Needs a new paint job. The glass is not cracked or anything. I'm going to lightly sand it, and then I'll probably clear coat it. And of course, it needs to be repainted. The base is not in bad shape at all. It needs to be polished. And I will put on some new wheels. And this one happens to have a opening boot, as they call it, across the pond. We call it a trunk, or in this case, a rear-facing hood or hatch, where you have the engine. It kind of looks like one of those little Mazda MX-5s or something, a little 3-cylinder. But anyhow, that's not the point of this. This was given to us. It's a beautiful casting. It is in wonderful shape, and we are going to revive it, make it like new again, so it can be enjoyed for a long, long time. And as I look at it, got one post in the front that we'll need to drill out, and it appears that the exhaust holds on the base. We'll know that more certain when we get to it. From the looks of it, the engine is part of the base. I've never taken one of these apart. This is a learning process for the both of us. But yes, interior get washed. It looks really good. But I'll get this drilled apart and we'll go from there. Back from drilling it apart, as you can see, and it's not the engine that holds it in. There's two tabs, and I'll show them to you here in just a second. Let's take a look at it as I take it apart. I'll show you that after I show you the rest. But the engine will get cleaned and polished, of course. And it actually sits on a tab on the back of the interior. As you can see, there's a big hole there. It sits right on that post. And that's what holds that in place. And that's not broken. Thank you, Lord. And as you look at the interior, flip it over. There's two posts that hold the glass into two holes that are made on the base, or made on the interior. So be real careful when taking those out. Just take something like your fingernail or the butt end of a screwdriver or something and gently push on that, and that will come right out. And as you just seen, the interior, this is supposed to be made together, but over age it has broken. So I will have to glue that back together, but that's no big deal. There's the interior. That happens whenever you deal with stuff like this. I don't have a new one, and I'm not really interested in a new one. This one will work perfect. It actually has a 3D printed looking steering wheel, believe it or not. See if I can get you to see that. So that'll get cleaned, glued back together. Not an issue. As I stated, the windshield looks really good, and it actually sits on the front post that I drilled out for the screw. It sits on there. And yeah, that's pretty much all that's to it. Paint's actually falling off of it, so this it really wouldn't take but like 20 minutes to strip the paint off of this. Citrus strip works really good, but I always leave mine in for 24 hours. But if we look, there's two tabs right there that go up under this. There's two recesses and there's a tab there. Trying to get my verbiage correct. And it just sits right under there, latches on, and then you lower the body like a dragster. And that's how it goes together. That's how it stays together. Super simple. So that'll get in the citrus strip here in just a second. And this has the axles that go through So I don't know if I want to change these over to bearing style or if I want to save these wheels. I may try saving them because all it needs to be is clear coated. This one and this one re-chromed. But if you're going to do two, you got to do them all. So yeah, I got to make up my mind if I want to try to save those or reuse them. That's odd. The front ones are through axle through the wheels, and the rear ones are cap style. That's odd. Very odd. I have some caps, but that's just odd. Huh. I'm gonna have to look into that. But yeah, let's get this bad boy in the stripper. Got the stripper out, and this one should sync up pretty good or pretty fast because there's not a top on it. So let's see. And those that were paying attention will notice I didn't put the screw in just now. Oops. But when I pull it out and clean it and give it this wash, I'll put one in at the end. We'll see this tomorrow. Nice warm muggy day here on the 4th of July, but we're fixing to take care of this bad boy. Now what I mean by that, I've got it all cleaned and everything and it is ready to prime, but I am currently out of my primer for my airbrush. I wasn't happy with the Autoborn sealer from Createx, the white. Whenever I would spray it, it would kind of bubble up. It would be, I don't know, it's like it wasn't mixed good. Didn't matter how good I mixed it. I mean, I've mixed it. And you're not supposed to mix their paints long. They don't want you to agitate the paints long. But I would mix it from anywhere to 5 to 10 seconds up to 20 or 30 seconds. And that was just way, way too long. So I was so dissatisfied with it after the last prime job that I did. I just threw it away. I just threw the whole bottle away. I probably used it twice. I would have given it away if I thought it was good, but it just wasn't reacting right, so I threw it away. So what I've got instead, while I search for a good one, I think I'm going to go with Stynylrez. They have theirs is pretty much ready to shoot straight out of the bottle. You don't have to thin it or anything, although I will. But until I decide, I'm researching to see what everybody really is the happiest with. And it seems that everybody, especially the ones that do restorations, come back with the same thing. The Tamiya Fine Surface Primer. Now this is a small can. I gotta tell you, this is probably half of a regular spray can. But this crap, depending on where you get it from, I say crap, I haven't used it yet. This stuff, this can, depending on where you get it from, is anywhere from $10 to $22. And like I said, it's not that big around. I mean, you can look at it and see it's not that big. Almost the can itself fits in the palm of my hand. And you know a regular spray can won't do that. But I wanted to try it because the Tamiya paint is made for modeling. It's the mist that comes out of it is more atomized. It's smaller. The spray pattern and everything is smaller and everything. So everybody that uses this is very, very happy with it. And since I am going with a regular opaque paint job on this, I wanted a white primer because I'm going back yellow. I want the yellow to pop, so I want to go over it with the white primer. Whereas if I went over it with a black primer, it would have come out darker looking. It wouldn't have been the look that I was wanting to go for. But here's the directions for use. All kind of warnings that we won't worry about. We don't care about warnings. Use only in well ventilated area, of course. Not recommended for use below 50 degrees or during high humidity. Well, this is North Carolina. We always have high humidity, so we'll ignore that one. remove dust, oil, rust, wax, etc. before applying. I just did a video on a degreaser that I'm using, so this is currently clean. It has been degreased. And shake can vigorously before use and reshake frequently. Spray with even strokes holding 8 to 10 inches from work. Do not stop in the middle or spray on thick coat. Spray past object being painted. Spray 2 or 3 thin coats until evenly desired effect is reached. Okay, so do not stop in the middle of it. In other words, you won't be able to get it to level out if you stop halfway across the car. If I'm spraying and I stop there and I want to come back and try to, you're not going to level it out, is what they're saying. Now if you look at this, this has a completely different nozzle than a regular aerosol can. That's one of the first things I noticed. It's got a very, very small hole in it, and it's just completely different from a standard aerosol can. So that might be part of the atomization process. I don't know. Let's see, vigorous. I guess that's vigorous. Oh, let's see. Let me move because I don't want to be overspraying my red car down there. Alrighty, so I've moved down here next to the chickens. Let me get y'all raised up a little bit more. Set you on a bucket. Yeah. So, start off and finish off. Oh, y'all gonna start up now, huh? Y'all think this is gonna go good, do you? Gotta build him a pen next. That's Rooster. He took up in the yard, so the neighbors wasn't feeding him or anything. He took up here. Sing it, buddy. Oh, you're gonna get quiet, huh? Camera shy. Okay. We have this Rooster. Then we got Cockadoodie over here. Miss B. But yeah, we keep fans on them when it's real hot. No need having them suffer through the heat like we have to, right? But anyhow, start off the car, go across the car and stop. Start, stop, start, stop. That's what they recommend, so. Yes, it comes out very, very fine mist. So here we go, light coats. And I gotta tell you, I am very pleased with it. It goes on super easy. Show you. You saw how quick I did that just now. It goes on super quick, super easy. Now yes, I'm gonna have to put on another coat or two because I put it on very, very fine. But I like the coverage. I like how it lays down. Goes on super smooth, and of course the wind is going to start blowing. Give it just a second to flash and then we'll hit it again. But yeah, so far I am super pleased with it. I see why everybody really, really likes it.
They're new. They're authentic. They're the fastest miniature metal cars you've ever seen. New Hot Wheels, only from Mattel. California custom-style cars with power bulges, torsion bar suspensions, chrome engines, red stripe racing slicks. New Hot Wheels. There's more. Collect them by themselves or get them in action sets with special track and accessories. So you can race them or stunt them. Choose from the strip action set, the drag race action set, the stunt action set, the hot curves race action set. New Hot Wheels, only from Mattel, the fastest miniature metal cars you've ever seen.